Hey everybody, Salty Sorbet here. Today we're going to take a look at Eneba.com. About 3 years ago, I made a video about whether or not Eneba was a scam or not. So it's been 3 years, so I figured it's time to update that video. So I've been using Eneba on and off for the last 3 years, ever since recording the original video. Now, at the time of the original video, I did a ton of research to determine whether or not Eneba was legit or not. So this is my opinion 3 years later after using Eneba on and off for those 3 years. And I mean, mostly off, but still, I've used it. So we'll start with what Eneba actually is. Best case scenario, Eneba is a gray market key reseller. Worst case scenario, it's a black market key reseller. What's the difference, you ask? The difference is legality. Gray markets are completely legal, and you guessed it, black markets are not. So I'm only going to discuss legality, not morality. So Eneba offers keys from various online marketplaces, including but not limited to Steam, Epic Games, PlayStation Network, Nintendo eShop. They have games, DLCs, expansions, subscription time cards, in-game currencies, you name it, they probably have it. So, is it a scam? Eneba is not a scam. However, and this is an important distinction, there are scammers on Eneba's website. Eneba only acts as a marketplace and does not actually sell these keys. Unfortunately, anytime you have a marketplace like this, you will attract scammers. Having used Eneba periodically over the last 3 years, I've had exactly one issue with a key. It was an Xbox Game Pass for PC code, and it said it had already been redeemed. I reported an issue on the website and was given detailed instructions on how to get the issue resolved. I had to contact Microsoft support and get very specific information from them. Take a few screenshots for Eneba and submit everything. It took 4 business days, but I had a new working code and no further issues. I never even had to speak with anyone from Eneba directly. It was all automated. Now that that's out of the way, let's talk about how I choose a seller. What criteria do I have? So, typically, I will look at the seller rating, and I try to go with no less than a 9.5. I try to aim for 9.7, but that's not always possible. If there's a seller with very few ratings, like under 5,000, I'm hesitant, but I know that all good sellers with lots of ratings had to start with no ratings. So all I can really say about choosing a seller is to be careful. Eneba support can be super slow if you have to go down that route, so yeah, and not everybody's as lucky to get the issue resolved as quickly or at all as I was. Now, if you look at the seller rating, you can actually hover, oh my god, go away. You can hover over the name of the seller and get more details. Like their ticket ratio is less than 1%. They've been selling for more than 2 years. Dispute resolution time, about 140 hours after the first reply. So, it's slow. I don't think that's bad. But in the 96 hours, more than 2 years, even less. And look at the price difference. 99 cents, $1.01. I would go with digital keys here because they have a 9.7, and this 9.49 is not my 9.5, is under my 9.5 threshold. Now, you do have to watch out when you go to a page. You've got this best offer, or this promoted offer here at $2.09, but clearly we have 2 offers that are better. So, you do kind of have to pay attention to that. And they still only have a 9.4. So, I wouldn't buy from them anyway. Unless the price difference was so significant that I was like, this was $2 and this was like $12. And even then, I would kind of hesitate because why is it so cheap? Right? So, that's how I pick a seller. I try to go 9.7. If I can't, I try not to dip under 9.5. Now, this one has over 1,000 sales in the last 6 months. This one's got over 30,000 sales in the last 6 months. Now, like I said before, I understand that everybody starts somewhere, but having over 30,000 sales makes me feel really good in the last 6 months. You know what I'm saying? So, and for 2 pennies, I'm paying 2 pennies more. I'm okay with that. Alright, so, one more thing to pay attention to when you're buying a game. Well, actually 2. The region. The region is extremely important. If you do not have your region set on Eneba, which the pop-up, of course, I closed it when it popped up because it said, you're in the United States, we think. Is that correct? So you just say yes. If it's true, if they're right, then put it. If they're wrong, then fix it. So it says, I have a little check mark, and it says United States right here. Can be activated in the United States of America. You can check your region restrictions here if you need to. But for me, it's very clearly correct. Now, this one, again, oh my god, go away, says United States. And it is Xbox Live. That is important. Where you are buying this key is vitally important. It is a digital key. It is for Steam. This is a digital key for Xbox Live. This is a digital key for Xbox Live in Turkey. Those 3 things are vitally important. If you screw this up, they will not give you a refund. So pay attention. And the region that you need to choose here is the region that your account, not your Eneba account, wherever you're activating this, the region that that account is in. I have a US Xbox Live account. I cannot activate this Turkey CD key. I have to get a US activation code. So that is important. Now, like, look at this guy, 9.91, super seller. I would totally pay the $11.04. Well, the other 2 are either the same or more expensive, but that's definitely the seller rating that I would choose. And less than 0.2% tickets. Now, he's only sold less than 1,000 in the last 6 months. But honestly, with a 9.9, I don't think I would hesitate there. I really don't. And look, 30,000, 30,000. Top vendor rating. Badge. Also very nice. So, there are things that can sway me from my 9.5. Or from, somebody having a 9.7 as opposed to, the 9.5 and choosing the 9.5 anyway. There are factors that go into that. But you have to use your own judgment here. And just for, I don't know. These are the orders that I've had. This is, well, for the last year anyway. I've not had, like I said, this I screwed up. I put in the wrong number and switched to my PayPal because I thought, okay, well, let's use my credit card and see if we have any issues. Well, I screwed it up, put in the wrong number, forget it. And I just used my PayPal account. But I have ordered with my credit card, and I have also ordered with Google Pay now. I've not had any issues. And then the Eneba library, you can see all of the games that you've purchased in your history with Eneba. And you can always view your key. This is actually the one that I had the problem with, the Xbox Game Pass for PC. And like I said, it got resolved. And I buy cheap games. I bought State of Decay 2, which was cheap, arguably. But I've never had a problem outside of the Xbox Game Pass, and it got resolved. So one last topic I want to discuss, and then I'll give my final thoughts. This topic is the payment method. Alright. As you can see, like I said, as you can see here, I paid with my PayPal account. Most of the time. I tried to switch, screwed it up, went back to PayPal. This was not my debit card, this was my credit card. And then Google Pay. I initially was really scared to use my debit card because it's connected directly to my bank account. If I get a fraudulent charge on my debit card, they're taking money out of my bank account. If I get a fraudulent charge on a credit card, no money leaves my bank account. Yes, it's a hassle, but it's easier to dispute a charge on a credit card than it is a debit card. If you get a $300 charge on your credit card, yeah, that sucks. And you have $300 less on your credit card, you know, you're to use, but there's no money gone from your account. You still have your money safe and sound in your bank account. And then, you know, I would just dispute the charge with the credit card, wait for the investigation, but all the while I would still have my money in my bank account. So for me personally, it's not worth the risk of giving them my debit card because it is connected directly to my bank account. I would rather give them my PayPal or my Google Pay, which has my credit card on it, or my credit card. To me, it makes me feel better. Now, I've not experienced any fraudulent charges personally because of Eneba, but, you know, of course, your mileage will vary. I can't guarantee that you won't have a fraudulent charge. I can't guarantee that you'll have the same experience that I do. That being said, I highly recommend using a form of payment that does not draw directly from your bank account, but that might just be me being cautious, but it is my recommendation nonetheless. So, a quick summary. Eneba is not a scam, but some sellers on Eneba are scammers. Eneba support can be super slow. Choose sellers with high ratings and be careful. Make sure you buy the right game, in the right region, on the right platform. Be careful with your chosen payment method. Is it legal? Maybe. As far as I can tell, it is. Is it moral? Gray market, black market, you draw your own line in the sand. If you have questions that weren't answered in the video, feel free to ask below. If your question was answered in the video, you're probably not going to get an answer because I already answered it. If you enjoyed the video, found it helpful, please make sure you hit the like button because it really does help out the channel a lot. And if you want to see, well, video game content, and we will probably revisit a couple of other key seller marketplaces this year, go ahead and hit the subscribe button so you know when we post videos. As always, thank you so much for watching this video. I very much appreciate it. I hope you have a great day, and I hope to see you guys in the next video.